What if I told you that college success isn't just about going to class, turning in your assignments, and hoping your professor likes you? There are resources all over campus designed to make college a little easier, and some of them are probably things you've walked past 100 times without realizing what they actually do. Need help with financial aid? There's a place for that. Need a tutor? Yep. Need professional clothes for an interview? We've got you. Need food? There's a food pantry. Need a break from studying? There's a gym, fitness classes, and even outdoor equipment you can rent. And this one might surprise you. You can even check out things from the library that aren't books. Today, we're going to talk about all of that and more. I'm Robin Lee, and this is Honors Spotlight. So, welcome back to the Honors Spotlight podcast, where we shine a light on the people, opportunities, and experiences that make the MTSU Honors College such a special place. And today's episode is a little different because we're doing two things at once. First, I'm introducing you to someone you'll be hearing from and hopefully seeing around the Honors College quite a bit. We have a new Director of Advising, Cassie Pigott, joining us. Welcome, Cassie.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we're also joined by someone many of our honors students already know, our Honors Student Engagement Coordinator, Nancy Prescott. Nancy, welcome back to Honors Spotlight.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there's a pretty cool connection between the two of you that I want to point out right away. You are both MTSU alumna. So we're not just talking about campus resources today. We're talking to two people who were MTSU students themselves and now have the slightly surreal experience of coming back to campus to help today's students and navigate it. So Cassie, let's start with you. Before we get into advising and resources and all the things students need to know, tell us a little bit about your MTSU story and what brought you to MTSU as a student.
Well, I came here in 1996. I was a transfer from a community college, like many of our students. I am originally from East Tennessee, so I was choosing between that big school in East Tennessee that nobody likes to name, and MTSU, and I just really felt like MTSU was kind of the right fit for me size-wise.
What do you remember most about being an MTSU student?
I worked for the MTSU concession stands, the Blue Raider concessions, most of the time that I was here, and I got to have a lot of really fun experiences. I worked the football games, the basketball games, the TSSAA events, and then I got to also work concerts. I got to see the Goo Goo Dolls, Digital Underground, and Boys to Men while I was a student here. I really aged myself.
Was there a particular professor, class, organization, or experience that really shaped your college experience?
Well, I want to call out one of my very favorite professors, and she's no longer teaching here anymore. But Dr. Franey was my very first sociology professor, and she kind of really lit a fire under me to really choose that major.
And now that you've returned as an advisor, what's something about MTSU that you see completely differently?
That there's this big network of people that want all of our students to be successful. A lot of times as a student, that can be hard to see because you have your little blinders on trying to get through your day. But we're all out here just trying to make sure that you're successful.
And Nancy, you've also gone from being an MTSU student to working here. So, what is it like coming back to a place where you were once a student and now you're the person students come to for help?
When I was a student, I really kept my head down. When I was here for undergrad, I didn't know a lot of the helpful resources that were available to me back then, and I never asked anybody for help. But now I can identify students that are in the same boat, and I know now that college isn't something that you have to do alone, so I can help them out with that.
Do either of you ever find yourself thinking, if only I had known about this when I was a student?
All the time.
Yeah, all the time, especially when it comes to like health services or like the fellowships.
So, you've been a student here, you guys have navigated college, you made mistakes, and you figured some things out. How does being an alumna influence the way you approach students today?
I think it allows me to say, hey, I've been there too. I've been the person that has had a dorm on one side of campus and a class on the other. I can absolutely tell you, you can make it there in that 5 minutes that you've scheduled yourself for. Or, I've been the person who has had to wrangle with financial aid and living on campus and trying to find an on-campus job. I've been there. So
So let's talk a little bit about advising because I think sometimes students hear the word advising and think, okay, I've got to go talk to somebody about what classes I'm taking. But I feel like advising is really much bigger than that. So, Cassie, what do you want students to understand about what an advisor can actually help them with?
We're more than just helping you look at your degree works and understanding what your next class is. We help you connect dots and navigate those challenges. We want you to come see us before you need us. So before you run into some big challenge, set up that relationship with us so that we can help you and do know you really well so that when you do have an issue that we can be the person that you're willing to kind of come and see.
And Nancy, from the student engagement side, what are some of the things you see students struggling with that could have been prevented if they had simply asked for help earlier?
So I see a lot of students, especially those who are working on thesis projects, getting really lost in the process of their research, getting lost in the process of choosing a research question. I feel like the earlier you start on that and the more that you try to work on it throughout your coursework rather than leaving it for the end of your studies to try to catch up with, um, the easier it is for you. Now, we have a ton of resources on campus, a ton of different archives if you need to be doing research, and the archivists and librarians are there to help. So if you can start very early on and just start asking questions, somebody will point you in the right direction.
So, I also want to talk a little bit about Navigate because that's one of the tools that students can use for advising and appointments. If I'm a student listening right now and I've never used Navigate, what should I know?
That you can schedule appointments with any advisor that you need on campus. If you know for sure what your major is, you can schedule with your advisor for a time that works best for you, either online or in person. And if also you're considering maybe a change of major, you can make an appointment with that advisor as well. And one other thing I really like to point out is that before your meetings, when you're setting that meeting with us, you can give us as much information in the front. So you can leave us all kinds of notes about what you want to talk about and kind of give us a heads up so that we can be better prepared for that meeting.
Perfect. Okay, so let's kind of do an MTSU student resource speed round. It's I'm going to name a student problem and I want you to tell me where that student should go. And we'll just call this Who You Gonna Call MTSU Edition. So, are you guys ready?
Yes.
If a student says, I have absolutely no idea what is happening with my financial aid and registration opens tomorrow, where are you sending them?
MT One Stop.
MT One Stop is in the Student Service and Admissions Center and is the go to for financial aid, scholarships, registration, and records. I believe this is even a pin post in the MTSU subreddit for any Redditors who we have listening out there. I'm struggling in a class and I don't understand what my professor is talking about.
Tutoring and academic support, including the Writing Center.
And here's an important reminder asking for academic help doesn't mean you're not smart. Sometimes it means you're smart enough to know when you need another set of eyes. I have a job interview next week, but my closet is basically jeans, t shirts, and clothes that are definitely not interview appropriate.
Career Closet.
Career Closet can help students find professional attire for interviews and jobs. I'm hungry and I don't have enough money for my groceries this week.
The Student Food Pantry.
And this is one I really want students to hear. The Student Food Pantry provides food and personal care items for students who need them. You don't have to struggle silently. I'm overwhelmed and I haven't been sleeping well. I'm stressed and I feel like I need somebody to talk to.
Counseling Services.
Counseling Services offers free, confidential, short-term counseling, groups, and the Zen Den. And again, asking for help is not failure. I need to get in shape, but I don't own a bunch of expensive workout equipment.
Campus recreation.
There's a gym, fitness classes, and outdoor rentals through MTOP. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of the resources that students might not know about, because MTSU has some genuinely cool stuff that doesn't necessarily make it onto the average student's radar. Nancy, let's start with the Walker Library. Can you tell us a little bit about the Library of Things?
Yes, absolutely. So when you think about libraries, you think about books, but the Walker Library has a lot more to offer. The library of things includes items like games and tools and equipment that students can check out. So if you need something, but you don't necessarily want to buy it, you can check and see if the library has it and you can get it from them.
Awesome. And that's really the point of today's conversation. There are so many resources available to students, but you have to know that they exist in order to take advantage of them. Something else that I personally love is the Jewel Seed Library. It's located on the first floor of the Walker Library near the reference desk. It's a resource for the MTSU community that provides free vegetable, flower, and herb seeds, and students can browse the collection and select up to 5 seed packets a week. You just fill out the checkout log, take the seeds home, plant them, and hopefully you get to enjoy something that has grown if you're good at that. And you don't have to be an expert gardener. You don't have to show up knowing exactly what you're doing. You can literally start with a packet of seeds and just see what happens. So, another thing I think we sometimes forget is that students don't leave their lives at the door when they come to class. They bring everything with them: finances, relationships, stress, health, jobs, family responsibilities, and everything else. So, Cassie, what do you wish more students understood about using campus resources?
That you have already paid to access these services. Your tuition is what funds these types of services. So go use them. You don't have to ask for permission. Just show up.
And Nancy, same question about the student engagement perspective.
Sure. So I think that there are a lot of students, especially those students who work or commute, who do not make it a priority necessarily to join student organizations or necessarily get involved with activities that we have going on campus. But just like Cassie said, they are for you. They're for your enjoyment. They're for your development socially, academically. So I would highly recommend getting involved as much as you can.
And let's talk about health services too, because students can access primary care, a pharmacy, x rays, a lot of things through health services. How important is it for students to take care of their physical health while they're trying to keep up academically?
I think this is a situation where if you've ever been on an airplane, you understand you put your oxygen mask on first before you can help those around you. If you aren't taking care of yourself and your body and your mental health, you can't do the things that you need to do academically. So make sure you're taking care of yourself health wise. Go over there, get checked out if you're not feeling well or if you get injured.
And you can pick up prescriptions there too, so you don't even have to go very far. Another resource students might not think about until they need it is the MTSU Police. So, what are some of the ways that MTSU Police can help students beyond emergencies?
They can help you if you lock your keys in your car, if you need an escort to your car at night, if you're getting out of class late. So they're here to help.
And they offer the RAD courses too. So, if there's ever anybody who's interested in self defense, those are super awesome and they are super great. I've done one. Because college isn't just about collecting credit hours, for the student who says, I go to class, I go home, I don't really know anybody, where should you start? MTSU has student organizations and campus activities, as Nancy mentioned, and students can keep up with what's happening through the events calendar. But looking back on your own time at MTSU, what do you both wish you'd gotten more involved in?
I wish I would have gotten more involved in student government. I think it's very easy for students to sit back and think to themselves, well, I'm unhappy with what's going on with X, Y, and Z. But if you're in student government, you can make those changes that you're wanting to change.
Mhm. I wish that I had paid more attention to the work that Laura Clippard does in the undergraduate fellowships office.
Excellent.
I had no idea how many opportunities there were for students to study abroad. I thought due to financial constrictions that was a door that was closed to me, and now that I work next door to her, I understand that that was not necessarily the case.
So I'm going to end with another quick lightning round of questions. What is one thing every first year student should do during their first semester?
Go to tutoring.
Establish relationships with your professors.
What's one campus resource you wish students used more often?
The first year experience office.
Health services.
What's one mistake you made as a college student that you hope today's students don't repeat?
Not talking to my advisors enough.
What's one thing students should never be embarrassed to ask for help with?
Their mental health.
Tutoring.
And finally, finish this sentence. If I could go back and tell my college self one thing, I would say,
You're going to go so much further than you could ever imagine.
I was going to say the same thing. You are smarter and less alone than you think you are.
Yes.
is there anything else that you guys want to add and tell students about resource-wise?
I definitely do. We have a number of really amazing archives on campus, including the Albert Gore Research Center. So, if students ever have a political science paper or history paper or sociology paper that they're working on and they need resources and help, the Albert Gore Research Center has an archive of university, political, and Middle Tennessee history. And the folks over there are very, very kind and ready to help. And then there's also the Center for Popular Music. This place is a big deal. They're always sharing great community activities like Edison cylinder demonstrations and zine workshops. And they just acquired the world's largest collection of punk records. So I highly recommend going in just for a visit. Just go even see the reading room. But you will find that if you need help on a research paper and you want to write something about the history of American popular music, they are there and they're awesome.
I'm going to say career services. They can help you not only find a part-time job with the Handshake app, they can help you with your resume, any letters. Obviously, we talked about the career closet, but they can also help you determine what kind of future career you'd want to go into.
Cassie, Nancy, thank you both for joining me. And Cassie, welcome officially to the Honors College. We're glad to have you here. And Nancy, thanks for coming back to Honors Spotlight. There's one thing I hope you take away from today's episode. It is this: you don't have to figure out college by yourself. MTSU has people, programs, and resources designed to help you succeed academically, professionally, and personally. So whether you need help registering for classes, finding a tutor, figuring out financial aid, getting professional clothes for an interview, finding something to eat, taking care of your mental or physical health, getting involved on campus, or even finding some seeds to plant in your backyard, there is probably a resource for you. And if you don't know where to start, ask. That's what the people on this campus are here for. I'm Robin Lee, and this has been Honor Spotlight. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.